Hello everyone, and welcome back to another great episode of Rehana's Cuisines. Today we're going to be making cabbage rolls, and so let's get started. Couple steps here. One, I couldn't find a really big cabbage. Usually my mom makes these, and if the cabbage is bigger, then you can have bigger leaves. And basically, so what I did was I just boiled a pot of water and I added the cabbage in there, and I boiled it for about 7 to 10 minutes, and then I started peeling it just like so. Now when I reached about half of the cabbage, I would say, it was undone. Like it didn't cook all the way through. So what I did was I rewarmed up the cabbage or the water, and I put the cabbage back in there, and then this one again softened up. So just wanted to show you that it's easy. Just take the I just took the bottom part out. This part here, what I had done was after it had done boiling, I basically took the core out just like so, and by taking the core out, it helped getting the leaves really nice and loose. So just because to save time on TV or on the show, I went ahead and boiled it ahead of time. So that's ready for us. And you want to make sure that it's boiled nicely. If it's still crunchy, what's going to happen is when you start rolling, the rolls are going to break. And then couple steps here, we're going to be making a homemade sauce. Now obviously this is not the authentic way of making cabbage rolls. But this is a little twist in it that my mom and I both make, so I just wanted to change it up a little bit. So in our sauce, we're going to be adding the olive oil, and then we're doing mustard seeds, cumin, salt, tomato paste, tomato sauce, a little water. And then as far as the mixture goes for our ground beef, what we're going to do here is I have about 1.5 pounds of ground beef that is completely lean. And then I have about cooked rice in here, which is about a cup of cooked rice, and I just added that in there. Now to this, we're gonna go ahead and be adding the ginger and garlic and all that stuff. So why don't we do this? I think, why don't we make the sauce first, and then we'll go ahead and make the filling, just because I want it to simmer on the stove for a little while. But let me just move this on the side here. And let's go ahead and just do our sauce first. So what I want to do is I'm just going to turn our stove on. I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. There we go. To our olive oil, I'm going to go ahead and add about 1/2 teaspoon of mustard seeds and 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. Now, I think the reason everybody changes recipes is because obviously you want to eat something that you're used to, that goes great with your palate. So by adding the Indian spices, it just goes so well with our taste buds, and so you can give it a try, because I love it with the Indian spices in there. So I'm just gonna wait just a little bit for our spices to warm up here. So our mustard seeds are popping. Cumin have changed color, and it smells fantastic in here. To this, I'm just gonna add just a little bit of, I would say about 1 teaspoon of ginger and garlic. Go ahead and add a tomato paste in there. And I like cooking my tomato paste or fry it up in the oil. It just tastes, the sauce, just anything that you make, whenever you fry the tomato paste into the oil for a little while where it changes color, it gives it a really, really nice, rich taste. Okay. So basically we just want to fry the tomato paste in the oil for a little while. Now, I know some people use tomato soup for this. Some people use just like stewed tomatoes and tomato sauce, but I don't know. Mom used to make it, or still makes it like this, and so I thought, well, and I love her cabbage rolls, so learned it from my mom, so I kind of want to stick to that, and I really like her sauce too. So increase the temperature just a little bit more here. Okay. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt in there. And something else my mom adds a lot of in this recipe is black pepper. So if you don't like it, you can either tone it down or don't have to add in there, but we enjoy her cabbage rolls because of the black pepper in there. So see how the color has changed? You know, the tomato paste has gotten darker. So to this, I'm going to go ahead and add tomato sauce. Now I used 6 ounces of tomato paste and 15 ounces of tomato sauce, and I'm gonna mix this, and then what I'm also going to do is add 2 cans of the so about 30 ounces of water in here. And we're also gonna give this a taste test to see that we've got enough salt, we've got enough pepper in there. Oh, it smells so good with the ginger and garlic in there too. Okay. Okay. There goes one. And there goes another one. Now we're just gonna give this a mix, and then I'm gonna put it on the stove on the side, and I'm just gonna let this cook up just a little bit more. Now we've got our meat and rice in there. We'll go ahead and add some ginger and garlic in here. If you've watched my past videos, I never cook meat without fresh ginger and garlic. So about a teaspoon of fresh ginger and garlic puree. Some salt to taste. I'm also going to be adding about half a teaspoon of gharam masala in here. Oh, the scent of the cinnamon. Oh, it smells so good in here. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add about a teaspoon and a half of lemon pepper. And we're going to add, now my meat here is completely fat free, so I need a little bit of fat in there, so I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil in there. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix all this together. Now my mom uses, she just basically soaks the rice overnight or 3-4 hours, and hers cooks really well. I don't like taking a chance with it because I always feel like my rice is not gonna cook. So that's why I use like ready cooked rice. And you can, you know, add or take out as much as you like. Okay, so now basically this is ready to go. our sauce is simmering really, really nice here. And then what we want to do here is I'm just gonna take a little board here, although my counters are really, really clean. But you want to use, now if you have a really thick skin for the cabbage, you can just trim it off if you like. And then what you want to do with the brown beef is just kind of make a little kebab and place it right in the middle. And then now, because my cabbage was so tiny, I had no choice. I looked all over for a really big cabbage and I just could not find it. So mine are gonna be small cabbage rolls. But if you find a bigger one, go ahead and use the bigger one. And I'm gonna save the scraps too, and I'm just gonna add it to when we put it into our saucepan to cook. I'm gonna add the scraps in there too. Just gonna place it right in there, and so I'm gonna go ahead, keep on doing this until I'm all done, and then we'll come back and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna steam this. So I've got my cabbage rolls all rolled up, and like I told you, some of them are really, really tiny, but they're really, really cute. I think sometimes I'll just buy a small cabbage to do the really tiny ones. I really liked working with those. Our sauce is simmering away, and so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and add half of my tomato sauce on the bottom of this pan. Now you want to use a heavy bottom pan. This doesn't look like heavy bottom, but it is. And if I had one of those other cast iron, which I'm planning to buy those, that would work even better. So now once we have half of the sauce on the bottom, and then I also have the scraps here that I saved. The chorus part I threw away, but I have these, and I'll show you what we're gonna do with these. So what we're gonna do with these are, we're just gonna start laying them on the bottom of the pan, just like that. And you want to tightly put them in, like as tight as you can. Just like so. Now, because this was such a small cabbage, it didn't yield so many cabbage rolls, but that's okay. I had so much fun wrapping those that I'll probably make it again. Okay, so see how we have it all tightly in there? Now, I'm gonna take my scraps and I'm just gonna put it on top, because believe it or not, when they mix with the sauce, they taste so good. And then we're gonna go ahead and add some more sauce on top, just like that. I'm just gonna reserve a little bit of the sauce for later. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover this pot, and I'm gonna put it on the stove for another, I would say about 45 minutes on medium low, and let that ground beef or hamburger cook until it is completely done. And I will be doing, after about 40 minutes, I will open it up to see if one of the ones, to see if the hamburger is cooked. So I'll see you guys here in about 45 minutes. So we're here. It took about, I would say, an hour and 10 minutes. And I think that was just because I was really being very, very cautious that my meat is cooked. And I left it on medium high, and you can see I'm just opening it right now. Left it on medium high, and I just didn't even open it. Just opened it once to check on it, but otherwise just left it, and it's just perfect. And You can really tell it's perfect because you can feel the cabbage, and it's really nice and soft. So at this point, I am going to put it on a plate and give it a try. And I've got some extra sauce here too, so I'm just gonna try and fish out some of that cabbage because I love that extra cabbage. There we go. And just wanted you to see that, you know, the sauce that we put in has basically evaporated and gotten soft in there. So it's good that we've got some leftover sauce here that I'll be adding in there. And then also, if you want, you can top it off with a little more sauce if you like. So my mouth is just salivating because I've been waiting to give this a try. I just want to show you that when you cut into it, the meat is cooked really, really well. And since we already had cooked the rice, we not worried about the rice at all. This is hot. It is fantastic. So good. I think it's better than my mom's, but because we're not going to tell her that, but it's really, really good. I have to take some to my mom to see if I can get an approval from her. But something that I was always so reluctant to make just because I thought it was, I don't know. And once I made it, it's easy. It's not that big of a deal. It's actually fun to unwrap the cabbage and wrap them. And I would have to say that the gharam masala has made a huge difference because the ground beef tastes so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Rehana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great recipe. See you then, friends.